In a vast landscape full of adventurers, you are now listening to the world of chaotic amateurs.
Welcome to Chaotic Amateurs, the internet's number one D&D 5e play podcast. I'm your host and DM. With me today, I have
Bentley Michaels as Rafirian Night Meadow.
Milo's Ball.
And last we left our adventurers, three of them traveled down into a underground crypt. Meanwhile, back at the robot encampment, the adventure begins. All right. So while they are, your compatriots are out in the desert tracking down the little skeleton that got away, you two are staying in camp. Breakfast has been served. The sun's coming out. It's a little warm. The desert's hot as usual. You spoke with Julia a little bit ago, and you see her performing different tasks kind of near the robot, taking notes down, casting simple spells to change things on some of the runes on the robot. But what are you two doing? And I'm trying to think, just the cast of characters we have. We've got the soldiers, the encampment here. You've got Gallendale. You've got Crag, Sasha and Gordon. You've got the prisoners locked down. Gordon's keeping a keen eye on the ones that are left. He's feeling a little
embarrassed.
What would you say? Embarrassed. Yeah, that one of them got away.
All right.
I'm just kind of taking a look at the big robot and the bouncing rock, and I'm kind of thinking, what if we took that big rock off? Would it maybe power or charge Julia? I go over to her.
Yes, what?
I was just kind of thinking, you notice how the rock gets pushed up, and it seems to be powered by the machine, right?
Yes. It goes, the machine, the central casing of it emits some sort of force that allows it to go up, and then it falls back down once that force has been depleted.
Have you attempted to remove the rock to see if maybe it would charge itself and maybe, come back to us?
It's a big rock. Doesn't seem to be going anywhere, so I'm just leaving it as it is. If you'd like to try.
I was thinking we could take some of this soil around, and I pull out my dagger, and I start moving some of the soil to kind of start creating like a ramp that kind of goes near the robot, and kind of towards the rock. So it kind of has like a place to potentially fall and move down. And you can kind of see what I'm doing here. I don't know if you have the ability to maybe pull that rock. I've got a spell that I can cast that can pull large things.
Well, it sounds like you've got everything you need then. I will maintain a distance and do what I'm doing.
Well, in case this thing is not exactly friendly, if it does come back, maybe we should inform the soldiers to maybe make a perimeter, and if it does try anything silly, we'll be prepared.
What might not be friendly? This giant machine?
Giant robot, yes.
Mr. Ball, I'm sure you have a variety of emotions inside of you. This thing? Not a one.
Well, you never really know.
She just kind of nods a little bit and goes back to her work. She's not going to inform the guards about anything. She's going to do kind of just goes. She just goes about the work she's doing, giving you a glance ever so often, and the guards don't seem very ready to make any sort of perimeter.
I'll go ahead and call for Riff and what is his name? The Wolf's guy? Crag. Guys, you might want to come over here. I'm going to try something.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, what's going on? You needed me?
I'm going to pull that big rock off. You see this little ramp I've got? I'm going to try to pull it onto that ramp, and so it rolls gently over there into that clearing, that open space. And I'm not exactly sure what this machine will do when I allow it to use its own power.
That sounds like a stupid idea. I'm gonna go back to doing what I was doing, because I was like kind of like following Julia around, not saying anything, and just like peeking over her shoulders, looking at the glyphs, because I know she gave me that one or whatever. Where she's like
corrected some
yeah,
notes
she's like that one was
had.
upside down.
Yeah.
So I've been.
I would say it is hard to peek over her shoulder,
or like,
and,
well, look around her thigh or whatever.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like I'm.
But yeah,
I'm,
you can see that. You can see what she's doing, at least with the cantrips and stuff that she's doing on the.
Yeah, I kind of just want to like.
Itself.
Well,
Just
shadow
shadow
her is the best thing.
Yeah.
Only thing I fucking think of. But you know, like, but keep my distance because I want to let her work or whatever. But trying to like figure out what she's doing. I have no interest in the rock thing. Building sandcastle ramps with Mr. Ball.
I just love halfling visibility stuff, like visibility issues where you have to like look around their thigh instead of over their shoulder.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to build that ramp, and
you take
you
take a few minutes to get the sand and stuff, so it's piled up next to the robot, kind of where it is, and so it'll. If it does land on this ramp, it'll go out into the open desert versus any sort of tents or anything. Easy enough to do.
And then I will go ahead and use
the hill and crushes our party returning.
We got him.
I specifically planned to not crush anybody. So.
Yeah. No, easy enough.
My dagger also has lightning lure, which doesn't have any size thing. I just pull something 10 feet towards me. So I'm going to use lightning lure on the rock.
On the rock. Let me go ahead and just look up lightning lure.
We just had to go look at the big rock, didn't we, Scory? Now look at it. It's coming right at us.
It does say one creature. I don't know if the rock is a creature or not.
It's like a moving thing.
It's like a giant boulder. You cast lightning lure on it. And it kind of cracks it a little bit. There you see like a little crack. Nothing major. It's a big boulder, 4 or 5 feet across. Doesn't pull it. Lightning lure can't quite make the effort on that one.
Is that it?
Julia does give a thumbs up as she's kind of goes about her work. Looks like you need to be able to something a little more substantial to move it. And Crag's still kind of like looking at it and
was that supposed to happen? We could try and push it, I guess. If we get enough guys, we could just get a rope around it, maybe pull, get some horses. If you had a bigger rock that you could throw at it. Can you make a ramp? No, that's Can you make a ramp that goes up like 20 feet and you roll you need to get a bigger rock up there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not sure what I'm doing here.
All right. I've got another spell, catapult. I can throw 3 objects. I'm wondering if they could have enough oomph to push this boulder onto the ramp.
No, I mean, maybe. Yeah. How much weight can you throw at it?
It would be like 15 pounds.
15 pounds. Okay.
Moving at a good clip.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's some sort of mathematics that let you know what's going on with that. A boulder that big, I do know rocks a little bit. And that's going to be like that's going to be a couple tons. So maybe, I'm not sure.
Oh man, that's a heavy boulder.
Yeah.
I don't really want to waste a bunch of my magic on this. We do have a lot of rope around.
Yeah, a lot of rope. I bet you there's some pulleys or block and tackle somewhere.
All right, let's go and look for some of that kind of equipment and see if we can maybe use the ramp to get up there and lasso this big rock.
All right.
Maybe we just get a couple of people to pull it.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check to see if you can get some of the soldiers inspired enough on this idea that they want to help. If you get enough of them, then you could get a lot of work done pretty quick.
Guidance.
Yeah. Do that Bill Pullman Independence Day speech.
That's right. That'd get them.
13.
13. All right. You're able to get 4 of the soldiers. They're kind of interested in the idea. One of them's the soldier that tried to hunt Scory last night. He seems just like he's ready to do stuff. He's kind of bored out here. Yeah. And so, the 4 of them kind of come up, and Crag lets them know what's going on. It's like, we're just trying to get this boulder. If we can get this boulder, snugged up on a rope and maybe onto the cart, we get the cart. Or should we just do the horses? Should we? The cart seems like a middleman.
Yeah, we could probably just use the horses.
Just the horses. Okay, well,
maybe using them in to get it loud and then have the horses pull. That should work.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So they're going to go ahead and kind of start working on that.
My horse
basically just tie a couple of ropes to it, tie those to 2 horses, and they're going to just whip the horses and have them go once it kind of hits down back on the robot. Is there anything?
My idea is if it's in the air, I'm thinking it'll be easier to pull. So when the rock is like elevated without being attached to anything, I want to pull it then.
Okay. Yeah, easy enough. They start working on that. Was there anything you wanted to do? Anything else you wanted to do to change what they got going on? You're kind of overseeing this.
Yeah, just kind of secure the ramp, make sure it's stable for them to walk on, and that it'll take the weight of the boulder and stuff. And I think that's it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's like with all the work they're doing on there, you're having to like get lots of sand. It's a real shallow grade to it, just piling the sand whenever they do work on there.
Your sand ramp for this 2-ton boulder.
Yeah. But yeah, easy enough for them to do it. They worked with stuff like this before. They use a couple of pulleys to make it easier. And they're ready. They wait. It's on the chest of the thing. You hear the hum from that machine, and it raises up. And they hit the horses.
Like as this is happening, I'm like riff. The mechanic or the circlet. Put that on, and maybe if we need to control it, we can with that.
What?
The circlet that we got that controls the Warforge that you have in your pack? Yeah,
right, I know what you're talking about. You want me to do what?
Put it on, and if you can control it through that, it could be helpful.
I'm not pulling out the circlet in front of these savages.
I go over to Riff and reach in her bag.
You cannot do that. It won't open for you, and it actually attacks you.
That's what I do.
Okay.
There are 8 eyes that do kind of follow your actions as you're doing this ball. Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check with disadvantage to try and take something out of the bag.
19 and a 17. So let me check what my sleight of hand is real quick. It's going to be 19.
19. All right. And then Riff, I need a perception check from you to counter that, to contest that.
All right.
And this is all happening while they kind of hit the horses to get this going.
I thought
this all happens in the same moment. Yeah, I did.
19.
19. Just in time, you are able to catch Ball trying to grab something out of the bag, and you just whip around and grab his arm, before he's able to pull anything out.
Nice. Probably with two hands.
Yeah.
Listen, Riff, this might be really helpful. Just get the circlet.
And if the robot starts to freak out, then I will. But as of right now, you can't even move a boulder with horses yet. So...
And you both kind of look over and see the horses struggling to pull on the rock, the boulder. The ropes are taut.
Come on, Buttercup.
It's just kind of like it moves a couple inches and then just magnets back to its original position. It's like being held there. But as it's doing that, you hear that kind of humming sound that's created by this, and it slows down. And as it falls down back towards the robot, it's no longer levitating, and they're able to pull it, hits the ramp, rolls down, and
crushes
gets lodged about 10 feet away.
Rolls on top of the horses.
And you hear the soldiers just all clapping hands, and Craig's like, "Hey, we got it! That's fantastic! Oh, I knew we were going to do it." He shakes some guy's hands and hits one of the horses, and not hits, but gives it a nice pat, a nice solid pat on the horse, and the boulder is off.
Monitor the robot. See if it does anything.
All right, give me a perception check. Keeping keen eyes on this robot.
6.
Okay. And you see kind of Julia across from you, just mildly, just kind of looks up as this happens, and then continues her work. She's not fazed too much by this. You listen, you look. Nothing happens. There a few minutes pass. Nothing happens. The cycle that you were used to, this thud every few minutes of this rock hitting it, like a few of those cycles pass. And that humming you used to hear whenever it was kind of like holding that rock up, none of that to be found.
I'm going to climb up into like its cavity, the chest cavity of it, and look and see what's in there.
So yeah, where it was hitting is this large crystal, this large semi-transparent, gemstone. Go ahead and give me an investigation check as you take a look.
Get the circlet out, you bozo. Also, Alex, I have written down a bunch of stuff. Like I was supposed to have a meeting with Julia or something, or maybe that's in the evening, right? I think at dinner or something.
Yeah, that's what she mentioned.
Okay.
Yep. To 12 investigation. Okay, yeah, you're taking a look. You're peering through. You see that just outside of the surface, you can see in a couple of places there's machinery inside that's connected to this crystal. Looks similar to Chain's front leg, the new machinery that was kind of adapted there. Take a look at that. You notice a large crack that's been forming as this rock keeps hitting into the chest here, and you see that it's just from the bottom left to the top right, this massive crack that's been almost touching the edges, but it's probably about a foot from either side at this point. Not fully cracked, not fully broken, this stone.
Well, this works on a lot of other things, and I'll pull out the silvery liquid and pour it on the crystal.
As you're kind of doing that, Julia pipes up and asks, "What are you doing?"
He's doing science, Julia. Watch this.
All right. You continue to pour it on the crystal, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. You see it kind of pools on that crack and overfills, and, it puddles. It's got this kind of metallic-y surface tension to it. And as it pools there, it slowly diminishes as it kind of travels into that crack. And you see inside of it, some of the machinery kind of moves back and forth, kind of pumping. And so somewhere else, a couple of things just kind of light up inside, and it absorbs the entirety of the liquid. How much are you adding to it?
Well, shit. I filled up my alchemy jug with that stuff. If I see it begin soaking it up, I'm just going to keep on pouring that whole Carlo Rossi sized jug into it.
All right. And how much was the Carlo Rossi?
4 liters.
4 liters. Okay. So
I love that we have that as a size reference.
4.
I Googled it last time I Googled it.
Right.
And I was like, how big is a Carlo Rossi jug? And that's what it said.
And yeah, no, when we did that, I was like, okay, so that's how much. Like I was kind of coming up with kind of volume rules at that point. So 4 liters, that's a bit for a lot of things. This is a pretty big
mainly Carlo
piece of
Rossi
machinery. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, you see you're pouring this into it, and as you're doing that, I need you to make an athletics check.
Oh, awesome.
This is a contest.
Oh, cool.
And
Also,
you're
I
targeting
like...
That's a natural 1.
Hey!
Okay.
3.
3, fantastic. So yeah, you're pouring this in. You get half of it in there, 2 liters of this, and a mage hand grabs the bottle and kind of like tilts it up so that it's not pouring anymore. It's not able to disarm you. It's not able to take it away from you, but you're still holding on to it, and it's just kind of like pivoted up, and it's not pouring. And Julie is just scrambling up to the top of this thing and says, "Stop it! What are you doing? No, this is Ball. Stop, please."
This is science. We're going to find out what makes this thing tick, right? That's what we're here for.
But you don't know what it's going to do you? And it's going to do bad things. I am absolutely sure of that.
Why are you so
and she starts kind of like scrambling, pulling out her spell book and like flipping through some pages. Okay, hold on. And she casts a spell. And you see
keep
a
pouring
massive
the jug.
hand. You keep pouring the jug, and she just says, "Shit." You see a massive hand grabs that boulder, like a massive, not a mage hand, but like a 5-foot wide hand, grabs the boulder and pulls it over to like one of the arms and puts it on there to kind of pin it in place. Go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw. She's going to make one as well. Riff, where are you during this?
I would have
just
been
rolling like garbage.
Yeah, except for when you try to take my backpack. I would have been wherever Julia was. Like if she was like down, I kind of envisioned us like down by the knee joint, or maybe we were up by on the other side.
She was around there, and then she kind of jumped up on top of it.
Yeah.
Are you staying down?
Yeah, like
Okay.
I'm look, while Riff is very badass and she will run into a lot of stuff with a giant robot and things that are like 10 times bigger than her, she knows not to probably like go up onto stuff that might be coming alive. However, she is maybe slowly lurking towards pulling out that fucking circlet now. She's like, maybe it wasn't such a bad idea now that she kind of sees some surges
you've
of
whipped
life.
The backpack in front, and you've got like both arms in it. And
Yeah.
Going through, yeah.
I'm going through. That's
okay. So
that's so funny.
You're
That's
down
exactly
near
how
the
I
knees.
assumed that she did it, where she go like whoop, and then like go through it, and then
Yeah.
like flip it back around. So it's just the hands that kind of hold on to her. But
Right.
also like to see Julia's reaction to it, and Julia is someone that she respects a lot. Just in the short time that she's known her, especially because of the glyph thing. If she sees Julia freaking out, she's like, well, now Mr. Ball science may have some validity to it.
Okay. So yeah, Riff, you're down next to the knees on the ground. Ball, what was the saving throw? The dex
7.
saving throw? 7. Okay. And Julia made one as well. this thing shifts underneath you.
Oh boy.
Ball, you fall off, prone. It's not very high. You don't take any damage. Julia kind of hangs on and moves her hand during this over the upper chest, and the hand just starts pushing down on it. And she just like looks at you and just stares daggers and says, "Okay, this thing's coming alive now. What's your plan? Mine is to keep it down." And what do you do?
Stand up and riff the circlet, maybe.
I'm already filing through it. I'll have it in my hands if I can.
Okay.
And then I
So
flip
yeah,
my
you
bag
kind of
back
grab
around.
hold of the circlet. You get that sense from it, that spirit that's trapped inside of it. You put it on.
Yeah, I'll put it
Okay.
on and then bring my hood, my Omen Bringer's hood, like back up over it. Because I want to try to do it as stealthily as possible. Because I mean, I'm assuming that everyone's kind of watching like Julia freak out and the robot come alive, but I don't necessarily want them to know what I'm doing.
Okay. Then give me a sleight of hand check as you do this.
You got
You're
it.
trying to keep it stealthy.
Ooh, 14 plus 3, 17.
17. Okay. Yeah, you think you do it pretty quickly, pretty stealthily. Go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw as you put that circlet on.
You got it. Wisdom is my... Well, no, I'm not good at it. All right. Hey, 14 plus 1, 15.
15. Okay. Yeah, you put this circlet on and you get this flood of sensations. Immediately smell more intense, and you're able to see what's in front of you a lot clearer, but what's like 20 feet away, not very much. You've got this kind of tunnel vision, and you just hear this odd kind of cackling in the back of your mind. The hyena spirit is now partially in control of what you are doing.
Oh, awesome. I mean, I don't know how it'll turn out for the game, but I think that's fucking cool.
Yeah. So yeah, the
Glory would
hyena,
definitely be interested.
What's that?
Glory would definitely be interested.
Yeah. So with that, I would like you to try and attack one of the soldiers.
Okay.
So
With
yeah,
my chucks?
there's the Crag and the 4 soldiers that were helping are about 30 feet away, kind of over the robot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. Am I just like with my chucks?
Whatever you think a hyena-induced riff might do. You basically what's happening is you look around you and you see these soldiers, and that inspires an intense just hatred, an intense just madness and rage.
Gotcha.
Towards them. I would say Crag, not specifically, the soldiers specifically.
The ones that we captured and shit?
No, the ones that helped pull this off, the Usama soldiers.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Sure. I'll do double chucks then. I would assume that would probably be my MO. Oh, fuck. Not good. Riff is fighting back, which I'm happy about. I've got a 2 plus 6, and then this one actually probably hits a 10 plus 6. So I've got an 8 and a 16.
Okay. Yeah, the 16 will hit.
Okay. 1d6 plus 3. So 7 points of bludgeoning chuck damage. I hit him with the old knot. Oh, man.
Right.
Now I have a reference point for how my chucks feel when that knotted wood hit me in the knee just the other day.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, these chucks, they hurt so bad.
Okay, so Julia's continuing doing what she's doing. Ball, what are you doing?
I didn't really think that far ahead.
No. Let's build a sand
what you're
slide.
seeing is
activate a giant
Rick
robot.
puts this circlet on. You see this kind of hyena spirit kind of just I guess what it is, evaporated off before, and so it just kind of comes down like a cloak and inhabits Riff as she puts the circlet on. You see Julia on top of this thing, just pushing the creature down, this massive mech down. It seems with the rock and what she's doing, she can keep it on the ground, but that's it. Ball, you see Riff going over and attacking the soldiers. You see Julia trying to keep the this giant mech down so it's not getting up. What are you doing?
Is it like actively trying to like stand and move?
Yeah, you see it kind of moving, and it's jerky a bit. Probably the biggest concern is the left arm is like coming up. It's like in the process of moving upward. It's reaching for the sky. It's at least halfway in that direction.
Do I get a threatening feeling from it?
Give me an insight check. And I would say most people would do this at disadvantage, but this is a giant, machine thing, so why not? Regular.
At +0, so 12.
12. It's tough to say. Doesn't have a face, so there's no facial cues to read. It looks
I'm
like
a Warforged. It's a robot. I wouldn't have to read its face.
I mean, that's where all the small indications of inner thought lie, is in the face. It's a mystical thing, the face. But yeah, hard to read. Looks like it's reaching towards the sky in an act of, simply being energized. It's been moving for all of about 12 seconds.
I'm just going to say to everyone, all right, let's see what it does. Don't attack it. Riff, if you can get a control of yourself, do that. We just need to give it a moment.
Do I hear and understand him, or am I just over there chucking people?
Yeah, you hear it for sure. You hear Ball say that. The rest of the soldiers kind of scramble. They're trying to get themselves situated to do anything at this point, but they're not able to really make any sort of actions yet. Your crew, which is Gallendale, Sasha, Gordon, and the prisoners, are keeping to your carts and keeping them safe. They're staying out of it. Crag is just looking confused at Rhyperion. Just don't know why you're attacking soldiers. Crag's like,
What's going on?
Julia yells out, ropes, anything heavy, strap this thing down. Riff, go ahead and give me another wisdom saving throw. You're kind of trying to wrap control of your own mind while the circlet is on your head.
Yeah.
Does she get anything from me kind of trying to help her?
Did you want to take the help out action?
That was my intent, yeah.
Okay, then yes. Yeah. Go ahead and get you get advantage on that.
Okay. So far we're at an 18.
Okay.
And we're sticking to an 18.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of snap out of it. You push that spirit away and are able to kind of gain control of your own mind with this circlet on. What do you want to do?
Against my better judgment, I'm going to keep it on because I do recognize that the thing is, coming alive or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I don't trust anyone else, especially not my teammate right now after he tried to get into my business, to have the circlet. That's the same reason why I put it in the bag in the first place. I am going to help that guy up. I'm going to say that I hit him right in the kneecap. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. You're able to quickly kind of get him up and at least stave off any sort of retaliation.
Cool. I'll I was like, we're teammates. I owe you some of my rations later. All right. And then
he kind of looks down at you and says, "All right, don't worry about it. I tried to hunt your friend last night. We'll call it even."
I was like, yeah, but that was hilarious. So All right, cool. So now I can kind of see it. Can I I'm going to try to like, I don't know how I would do this, but this is just my Riff's thought process is like, I see it coming alive and I go, and I'm just going to try to like focus in on it and be like, lay down and relax.
Yeah. So you kind of hold up your hand. You're able to use telepathy. You know, you've always had an innate ability for that.
Yeah.
And you think towards this thing and there's nothing there to think towards.
Darn it.
There's no mind. There's no spirit. There is nothing to communicate with, either with this circlet or your own telepathy.
Okay. If that's the case, then I would like to take it off and put it back in my bag, if that's possible.
Yeah. You're able to kind of take it off. It resists it. It wants to be on your head, but because you made the save, you're able to remove it and place it back in the bag.
Okay.
That'll be your bonus action to do that.
Okay. And then can I just do a little speak?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I'll shout out to Mr. Ball. I'm like, there's nothing there to connect with the circlet, so whatever you're gonna have to do, we may have to just hold this thing down until it runs out of juice from your jug, and that's it. I mean, like that's all I would know right now is in character or whatever. So.
Sure, easy enough. You're standing over by the soldiers, where the on the kind of right side of this creature, this giant mech, Ball, looking around. What do you want to do?
For now, I'm just going to hold.
Steady.
If it does make any kind of like threatening action, though, I can't do that because I don't want to burn the spell slot.
Steady.
Just gonna steady. Just gonna hold and wait and see. Reiterate to everybody, just give it a moment. Maybe it's okay. Let's wait and see. Don't tie it down or anything. It's not going to be good. No one likes to be tied down.
Give me a persuasion check as you kind of say this to some of the soldiers that are grabbing heaps and heaps of rope.
19.
Okay. You're pretty persuasive. They're looking at you and looking at Julia. Julia's the one in charge, but you're a robot man. They're not sure what to do. They're on the fence about it. This giant machine, though, kind of reaches its hand up to the sky, fully extends it. You see it's trying to move its other hand from underneath the boulder, and it goes and just slams its left arm onto the boulder and begins picking it up.
Oh, shit.
You see this happen, and it kind of goes across the chest and knocks Julia down. She's prone on top of the mech now. The soldiers, they all they make a half circle around this thing. They have their rope and they're like kind of ready to throw it, but they're not sure what to do. And so they're just waiting.
We got to get that. God damn. We got to get that rock back on there.
The rock right now is on the right arm, holding it down, and it's trying to pull it off of there.
Yeah, no, I guess that's the best. At least then it's kind of like Thor hammered, anchored down, I suppose.
Yeah, Julia is prone on this thing. She loses concentration on her spell and is no longer pressing down with that natural one. And just says, shit. And you see her blink away. She teleports away. She's very good at that, and she's in a bad situation, and she escapes it. Riff, after seeing that, what do you do?
We call that the Scory Telbrun in our group.
That's right.
Gosh, I mean, there's not really a lot that I can do because, like, there's nothing there in the brain. There's nothing there in the, like there's no emotional, so it's not like I can communicate, and it's not like chucks are going to do much against this thing. Because what'd you say, it was like 60 feet or something like that tall?
Yeah.
If it were to stand
Yeah, this thing's massive.
Yeah. And the liquid that I have in the flask, the silver flask that filled with the multicolored liquid, is that is that the same stuff that was in his Carlo Rossi jug?
Remind me where you got it from.
I got it
I
from
believe
the tower.
it is the tower. Where specifically was it? That last fight that you did, with the kind of heart of the tower, the one that ended up making it rain. I believe so. Yeah.
It was either that or it was the water from the scene pool upstairs when we were talking with the skull or something.
Okay.
It was one of those.
Okay, we'll say it is that same silver, pink, and green liquid.
Yeah, that's what I have it written down as. It's like the multiple colored.
Yeah. The other big one was the kind of like electric blue liquid that started filling up outside the tower.
Right. Yeah.
And I think we all picked up water skins full of that.
Yeah.
I definitely.
I think
have
you've got a
that
whole
as well.
barrel of that even.
Yeah, we do. Oh gosh, Mr. Ball, fucker. Yeah, I'm going to. I guess I'm just gonna go over and to like where our guards are. You know, Gallendale, all those guys, our carts and stuff, and check in with them and because like I was like, if we need to get out of here, I wanna get out of here. Like, did they? Because you said because we have 3 horses because we have 3 carts.
So you've got 3 carts. One the prisoners have, one that you have, and the one that you brought. 2 of your horses, 3 of your horses are gone on the search. So you've got 1.5 carts ready to go.
Okay.
I would say it's probably the cart that you have has 1 horse. The cart with the prisoners has 2 horses.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have given up Buttercup.
And you kind of race over there with Crag. Crag was over with you, and he's just like as you're running over there, he's like, "Hey, what's going on? What's the plan?"
I got possessed by that spirit real quick, but I'm back. It's all good. And here's the deal. Mr. Ball kind of did like what the crazy scientist did, like back in town or whatever. Or were you with us? I forget. But he basically just charged this huge mech thing. It's gonna come.
Whatever.
alive.
What are we doing about it?
I don't know. I'm trying to. Think.
I'm gonna get the cart ready.
Okay, you get the cart
you
ready.
See Crag start kind of getting the
Buttercup
cart
and then
ready.
and then if you can go grab our other 2 horses that were attached to the pulling the rock or whatever, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And you see Crag. Yeah, he starts getting everything set up to start heading out. And the cart that you had found that you took over, Riff, that one's a little quicker. The 1 horse he kind of yells over, says it should do just fine if you're trying to escape with it. And then tells Gordon and Sasha to get ready, gets them ready to leave as well.
Do we see or do I see at least where Julia, did she reappear near the tent or anything? Or
give me a perception check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Definitely need glasses. Can't read that far away. 18.
18, pretty good. You quickly survey the scene. You see over where her tent is, the door flap is kind of blowing in the wind as it's been recently opened.
I will make my way over there.
Okay, so you head over to your carts, you start getting them ready, and then pivot and start going over that direction. Ball, what are you doing in this chaos?
I'm going to call to Chain. Chain and Crag, I guess. Get that barrel of the rain and bring it over here. Maybe it can help heal whatever's wrong with this thing.
You see kind of Crag in the distance, strapping things onto horses and pulling things tight, and he just gives you a big thumbs up and then back down to his work.
I send Chain over there to help him
as he's doing that, and Chain rolls on over, is able to get over there and helps when they
can. Can I just talk to the robot?
Yeah, you can say some words if you want.
Right.
You don't notice any ears, I would say. Its head is gone.
So what I would do.
Okay.
All right, robot. You need to calm down, relax a little bit. We're not here to hurt you. We're just here to study you and find out what makes you tick, not hurt you in any way. Just chill out.
All right. Yeah, you say that. It, in response, is going to grab that boulder and it just chucks it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it goes. It just takes it off its arm, chucks it off to the left, over the tent, over the hills, lands a few hundred feet away, and in this just kind of cloud of sand and dust that goes up over the hills.
Yeah.
Its other arm is able to move now too, and it just kind of pushes down on its right hand side like it's trying to lift itself up now.
Oh, no.
And the left hand is moving as well, and now it's getting ready to potentially stand up.
Oh, hilarious.
Okay. The soldiers, they lose their kind of fortitude. You see half of them start throwing ropes across, and the other half scatter. Crag gets Sasha and Gordon ready. They were already getting stuff ready to go, so their cart kind of begins turning around. Crag gets up on the second cart and kind of tells Gallendale what to do as far as driving it, and he goes into the back and they start driving it towards where you are, Ball, and kind of gets near where you are, and he's got the barrel there, just ready whenever you need to have done with it. He's got the barrel there. There's Craig. From behind you, Ball, you notice a sound of wind. That's just this whoosh sound. You look behind you, and the tent of Julia's has just flown up into the air and is now just kind of flying away in the wind. And in place of it, you see Julia inside of some sort of silver contraption that she is kind of seated in. And what you see, it looks like the same thing you have in one of your carts, that silver thing, except this has a huge amount of augmentations. There are pipes and stuff coming out of it, and it's probably about 4 times as big. And you notice it has these odd kind of front circular sections and this flat section on the bottom. The front of it almost looks like a face. And she has the thing kind of open. She throws something towards you, Ball, kind of lands near your feet. And she just looks at you and says, "Put me on top of that." And closes the lid. And you see just kind of like electric sparks and stuff inside as she's doing some amount of work with it. She's like her cloak and robe is just off. It's just her Arcano armor now. And you see like the odd, like, gears and stuff spinning and tightening as they do their kind of magical effects. Riff, what do you want to do?
Well, I wanted to talk to her real quick, but apparently she's flying in the sky now. I will definitely look up and be like, "Oh, that's so cool." Man, there's not really a lot Riff can do right now. It's going to be more.
There's a lot going on. You see,
everybody.
There's a dozen or so soldiers just trying to leave. Some of them are throwing ropes on this thing. You've got carts going in different directions.
Oh man. I'll run over to Mr. Ball, I suppose, and I'll say, once if I can get to him within, as close as I get.
You're able to get over to the Ball easy enough.
Okay.
You kind of like jump over one of the arms as it begins moving back,
mm-hmm.
and like jump off of it to get to
parkour. And and I'll get to him. I'm like, yeah, wear the circlet and pour the stuff in the thing. Sweet. Hey, are you gonna fly your UFO with her? Can you, like, I don't know.
We're just doing science right now, Riff. This is
It
Totally,
looks
by
like
the
we're
way.
about to get our asses kicked.
We don't know that.
Right, but are you going to get in your UFO? She's got one.
I'm going to see what this thing she threw at me is.
All right. Well, let's investigate that then.
Yeah, and yeah, you take a look at it. It is a scroll. You open it up. You kind of glance quickly, and it's Bigby's hand, the spell that she was using before, that just apparates a hand that can do things. And it's up to you, Ball, what you want to do.
Do you know how to do that?
Yeah, I'm going to read that shit.
Okay. Yeah, this spell, easy enough. You are able to cast it, and the hand appears.
I mean, it's in the card. All you got to do is get in.
So we'll say with this turn, you are able to summon it and grab the thing Julia is in. You're able to do at least that much. You'll have to wait until next turn to be able to move it anywhere.
Deal.
Okay. The mech is up.
Have Chain move over to me.
That's right. Oh, right. That's right. Chain was helping. Chain's in the cart with Crag.
Oh, you're not going to try to push it down?
Kind of rolls over and gets next to you.
Yeah, I just want him standing next to me in case this thing attacks.
Yeah, easy enough. The mech uses its arms and stands up almost fully. It's kind of like hunched down still.
Yeah.
And you see it just kind of like turn back and forth and is going to swing wildly.
Oh, God.
We'll say, what is it? It's the cart,
My cart,
the three of you,
not my buttercup.
some soldiers, some other soldiers, Julia, and then where her tent was is the 6 places that it might hit.
If it swings at us, we'll have Chain use its reaction to give it disadvantage.
Gotcha. No worries. It swings at Julia, and just 2 hands come smashing down on Julia's cart. You see scraps of metal just fling off of this thing. It kind of bounces off of the main form, but her additions that she's added, you see some of that just gets thrashed. The soldiers are going to try and pull it away. They've got some ropes on it. And they're actually kind of like, as it smashes down, it has to, like, it stumbles backwards as they pull on the ropes and are able to kind of stagger it a little bit as it kind of whips around. Sasha and Gordon, you see them just booking it. They're a full move and dash away at this point. Their cart's ready. They don't want to be part of this. Crag looks down at you and looks down at the three of you and says, "What do you want me to do?"
Get to safety far enough.
Can do.
away from the
Gallendale,
barrel.
let's go.
Grab the barrel.
Gallendale just whips it, and they start heading off. Well, sorry, I missed something you said, Ball. Milo?
I just said grab the barrel, but if they reacted to that first, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, with that, he kind of like kicks the barrel off and it tumbles down. It's a sturdy barrel; it doesn't break, and so you have access to it. But your stuff and your NPCs head off into the desert.
I damn it! I wanted to get in that fucking UFO.
That one's still around.
Oh,
that cart is not being. Oh no! I'm sorry. That's the one that they were in. That's the one that they were
dang it!
heading out in. Julia is okay. You see her kind of cast some spells, and you see some of the stuff that she was working on. Some of the hoses like reattach themselves. She does a little repair or a little magical repair work, and just yells out, "We're good to go! Come on!" Riff and Ball, you guys now the power's in your hands. What do you do?
And
You go first.
Julia, when you say we're good to go, come on, what do you mean by that?
Put me on top of that thing, or else it's gonna destroy everything.
Gotcha. You'll form the head. All right. Gosh darn it. Because I wanted to get in that UFO and like battery.
You go for it.
I mean, the cart's going away already, so it's like I'd have to
fully
chase.
charged and ready for somebody to fly it.
Right. How long would it take me to catch the cart?
I would say that if you wanted to use this turn, you could get into it. You could have been going with the cart. You can get into the contraption itself.
Then that's
You're not going to be able to do anything after that.
I'm in there, flipping switches, getting that thing ready to go.
Yeah. So what you do is kind of when Crag asks what to do, you kind of just grab his hand and get pulled into the back of the cart. Tell Gallendale to go as you start hopping into that thing, pulling the thing down, flipping switches, getting ready to do some UFO stuff.
Yeah.
Ball, what are you doing?
I want to use the big hand to put it up on the robot.
All right. It kind of has its back turned to you
use
now.
The big hand to put the thing.
It's got its back turned to you as it's trying to like attack the things that are pulling it. You lift up this giant mechanical head and get it near where the top of this head thing is. And you see kind of some machinery bits come down, some gas gets released, some pressure was on there, and these odd tubes just start finding their way into where this thing's neck was. They push away some of the mechanical bits that were there before, and once enough of them are in, it just clamps onto it, and you hear this as the whole thing kind of stiffens up and locks in place. This is usually when the mech has an action. It doesn't do anything. It is locked in place. The soldiers have like the ropes tight on it and are trying to do something. They're not sure what. They don't want to pull and have it fall on them. They're just holding tight. Crag and Gallendale are ready. It's Julia's turn. Julia says, "Thank you. This speeded up my timetable a little bit, but I think this all worked." And you hear this massive sound, like thunder from 1,000 miles away, but also right next to you, as this giant mechanical thing just shrinks and shrinks until it snaps and it is teleported out of this universe, out of this plane. Like you recognize this as some sort of planar magic, and it just vanishes.
Oh no, I wanted to talk to her about something. Well, I get out of the UFO disappointed.
Yeah, you're kind of like, flipping some of the levers, and you see that thing just go woof.
And then I just immediately, without breaking thing, start flipping the levers the other way. Oh.
Yep. Open up the thing.
Get out of
it. Gets the whole thing turned around.
I will try to stand heroically on the back, though. Crag, down to the valley.
Sure.
Let's go talk to Mr. Ball, since he started all of this.
Y'all been talking about this science. I didn't know that's what you were doing.
No, I don't think any of us knew that that's what we were doing.
Gotcha. Okay. The soldiers kind of start picking up the stuff that got smashed and moved around. You are able to get your cart that was going back. Sasha and Gordon booked it. They have left, it seems.
Were they the prisoners?
They were keeping control of the prisoners. They were the soldiers that you had kind of in charge of that. This ordeal was just a little too much for them. Yeah. Because they were still, they were,
What about our prisoners? Did they take off?
They took off with the prisoners.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, yeah. I gotcha.
With that was the cart that was left ready.
Right.
The other one just got the one horse, not quite as quick, but
cool.
Worked well to haul everything. The commotion kind of quiets down a little bit. The captain of the guard comes over and is just like,
Well, that was crazy.
Yeah. What? Where did Julia go? Where'd her tent go? What is going on?
The only like recollection I have of something like that is like, the only recollection I have of something like this is like this hotel or this bar that we all met in, where it could like go to like different places and stuff like that. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, that was.
She's used abilities to teleport before.
That's right. She got us out of
maybe this is something
prison.
she's been planning to take this machine and control it somewhere else.
Yeah, because she formed the head.
Yeah, she seemed to
I'm
know
wondering
what
if
she
that head was here before.
when-
She was not very forthcoming with information, so that head could have been just lying on the side somewhere, and she
Well, I mean, she had a
figured out
UFO
way
like
to
you.
mount it and control it.
Well, no,
You
she
know
had a
what?
UFO like you, and then it looks like she modded the UFO to like. So now she's the brain of the operation.
She actually, you know what? I bet. I was the only one allowed to go into the tent. She wouldn't let any of the other soldiers in. She in one of the corners of her tent, she had a big cloth draped over something. It was about that size. Darn, I bet you that's what it was. I didn't even think to look underneath the sheet.
So she probably took all the stuff, all the brain stuff to attach it, and now she's the brains of the operation. Oh, Mr. Ball.
Oh,
Shame.
Okay.
Now
Shame
she's
on
somewhere
science.
causing some kind of havoc. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
like she probably
I
just
guess we learned not to trust past friends.
No, I don't think that's the lesson that we should have learned here. Maybe patience, Mr. Ball, instead of just like, hey, I'm gonna do whatever I want and see what happens. I don't know. Maybe patience is the lesson we should take away from here.
Well, she could have been more forthcoming with her ideas and plans and what she had.
But why
learned
would
about
she?
it already,
Would you
and
be forthcoming?
Maybe I would have changed my ideas.
Maybe would you like if let's play role reversal. A bunch of people that you kind of met and helped escape from a prison after however long it's been, a year or whatever, just show up in the middle of the desert. Are you going to tell them all of your plans just because you bonded once over escaping from prison? I'm going to tell you, you probably will.
Well, yeah, if I was planning on teleporting away with a giant mechanical suit,
Probably
to use to
start some
whatever
sort of war.
I probably wouldn't want to tell anybody else about that either. So
Yeah, exactly.
I guess
So,
in
I
that
mean-
sense, you're right.
Well, that's all I'm saying.
Okay, guys, come on.
Sorry, we're getting
We all made mistakes here. You know, this we'll chalk this one up. This was a loss. You know,
We'll take the L.
yeah. We'll go ahead and mark it down. I'll have to tell my commander about this. Tiernan will probably take over this project. Let's just say that Julie she forced our hand on all this. Yeah, that's what I'm going to write in my report, at least.
I mean, that's not an incorrect way of wording it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Is pretty much that's what went
she
down.
Stole the mechanical
She stole it.
creation that was out here.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
And
Right,
she
guys,
wasn't.
and you hear the soldiers. Yeah.
Yeah. And she wasn't doing science fast enough, so we thought we'd help her. Little did we know, we were hoodwinked. We were bamboozled.
Yeah. You know what? I said that you guys were consultants and should help, and she said no and stole the device. She's not even from Musima, so throw her in the fires.
Man, I wonder if she's somewhere attacking somebody with that giant robot right now.
God, probably. I bet. Okay.
Gosh darn it.
Well, we'll keep a squadron here. I'm going to send a couple of guys back to the outpost. You got... Oh, that's right. You're still tracking down one of your prisoners. So we'll stay here.
Yeah, we got to stay here until Mr. Zaffris and Mr. Scory and
Okay.
Mr. Wolf come back.
All right. Well, soup will be on tonight. Let's not forget about that. If you need anything, just let me know. I'm going to be getting some stuff sorted.
I'll reach into my bag and pull out a couple of rations and be like, here, you can add this to whatever the dinner stuff is. It'll be my contribution.
Thank you much.
And I'll go.
So yeah, the captain heads over and starts telling some of the guards what's going on. He starts writing reports, doing paperwork, all the stuff he was saying he was going to do.
Wow.
I'll go ahead and investigate around where the machine was, see if any scrap pieces, any glyphs, anything like that was left behind.
Pieces fell from the sky from her ship, maybe.
Yeah, you're easily enough. You're able to take a look, and you see there's a number of pieces that were broken off from the mech itself. When it kind of came up, you saw like its left leg, a large plate fell off from that. The chunks that were kind of pulled away from the neck area, and you see, a fair amount of scrap from the attack that it did on that head unit of Julia's. Taking a look at it, you notice the stuff that Julia was putting together seems to have been made rather quickly, in the same kind of design as the stuff that the technology that is part of Chain, some of the same technology that was inside of your UFO, inside of that metal, the giant mech. The mech itself, the pieces that you see, it's mostly plating. You do see it's a few places from where the neck was, and it looks like that the design of that at least is a little different. It's an older design, and I would say give me an Arcana or investigation check, Ball or Riff, to just kind of examine the inner workings from the giant mech itself.
He can do that. I'm just going to be trying to like sketch like what the pieces look like.
Okay.
As I like go through.
You have kind of those neck, the neck pieces,
guidance,
the plating as well.
Yeah. Just because I want to be able to give
guidance.
some stuff to Tiernan.
Yep.
So guidance, I rolled a 1, but I got a 4 on guidance, and I have a 7 for my Arcana. So for 12.
12. Yeah. Okay. Taking a look, it's the biggest thing that pops out to you is the rune work, and it's different than the stuff that you've seen. The rune work on here, it's got a dwarvish feel to it, where the stuff before was very much this ancient arcane alphabet, where these are the same kind of glyphs, same kind of runes that are trying to imbue it with magic, but it's got a dwarvish style to it. Works probably the same.
Go ahead, and
that's what you notice.
I'll start to, if I can
point that out to Riff and let her know it's Dwarven.
Yeah, I'll do some rubs on the runes and that sort of thing.
Yeah, so you the two of you kind of sit down and are able to pull some of these pieces apart and are starting to make different notes and observations on the differences between the runes that you found, the runes that you're finding here, and the technology that Julia was working with. I think that is where we are going to leave it for today's episode, though. Thank you for joining us around our proverbial podcast table. I've been your DM, Alex, and with me has been
Bentley Michaels as Rafirian Night Meadow.
And Milo's Ball.
Grab your swords and keep on adventuring.
Follow us across all platforms with Chaotic Amateurs. Please subscribe, rate, and review our show on your podcast app of choice to help us climb the charts and find new adventurers. Or become a patron on Patreon to help our heroes continue their quest. Thank you for listening to Chaotic Amateurs.